Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to Trendfire, this channel. This is going to be my first Banlist prediction video. I've been wanting to do a Banlist prediction video. Well, now that I think about it, it's not going to be a Banlist prediction video. It's more of like I'm going to look at the ban list and see what's currently on the ban list and what I think should be moved off the ban list, and maybe I'll give a few predictions as well. But mostly it's just gonna be about me and just looking at the cards that are currently on the ban list and what could definitely be moved up or down. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. So this ban list has been effective starting from I believe it was February 5th, 2018, and honest to God, when I saw this ban list I was freaking happy because so many of the things that needed to be hit got hit, and so many things that, like, I'm gonna get to it later, but so many things got moved up from the ban list, like they got from semi-limited to unlimited again. So many decks got some extra buffs, so yeah, I was really happy with this ban list. But even now, even still, there's still a lot of things on the ban list that when I look at them, I'm just like, what? Why is this on the ban list? That's ridiculous. So today I'm just gonna give my opinion on some of these cards on the ban list. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. Blackwing, go for the Vague Shadow. I mean, this recently got banned, and rightfully so. It's not gonna change anytime soon. Dragon Rulers. Yeah, I have to say something about Dragon Rulers. I mean, I'm not sure how long they've been forbidden now, but can't we really have just the Dragon Rulers back at 1? And another thing I never got about the Dragon Rulers is they always, like, they moved all of the Dragon Rulers from 3 to 2 or from 2 to 1, or they banned all of them together, then we got them back at 1, I think, for a format, and then they banned all of them again. I don't get why you can't just, like, ban. I think Blaster is the most broken one out of all of the Dragon Rulers. I don't get why you wouldn't just ban Blaster and then just keep Tidal or keep Redox. I mean, these cards aren't all on the same level of power. So I get that you kind of think, well, if we ban one of them, we should ban all of them because it's cute, because they're all part of the same strategy. But no. I mean, definitely Redox and the Wind one, I'm not sure. Tempest? These cards could be a 1 for sure. I mean, just try to experiment with them again. I really think those could move up on the ban list again. Definitely not to 2, because so much has been going on with dragons lately. I mean, we got Dragon Shrines reprints and Dragon Ravine, so yeah, there's a lot of easy ways to get it into the graveyard, but anyway, I would like to see Konami experiment with this. Chaos Emperor Dragon, why don't we still have the errata for this, Konami? I mean, with the errata, this card is just, it kind of sucks, but it's still cute to see it being played, so I would like to see it move up. Dandelion, this card, because of the link format, it's not gonna work out, man. This card is going to stay banned for a long time. I noticed that recently they announced a Disc Commander errata, and now it's complete shit. So yeah, this is gonna move off the ban list sometime soon, and nobody's gonna play it anymore because the card is just. Sometimes people say, some people on YouTube say, like, this card isn't worth anything anymore, and honestly, often I do think, like, well, you can still play it in rogue decks, but this just got destroyed with the errata. It's even more ridiculous than the Chaos Emperor Dragon errata, so no, not gonna see play anymore. This can go to 3, obviously. So this ban list, Magicians, Pendulum Magicians, they got destroyed, man. It was ridiculous. And if you don't know this about me, I kind of despise the Pendulum mechanic in general. When it got announced, I think like 6 years ago now, maybe, I was just looking at the Pendulum mechanic. I was like, that's not Yu-Gi-Oh! This is another game. And then when Cliffords were announced and other things like Pepe, I mean, the cards were just ridiculous. So I was really happy when the Link format got announced that they decided to nerf pendulum mechanics again, because can you imagine, like, with the pendulum mechanics still being intact and then having link format to just link away your shit and then just pendulum summon it out again, like infiniteless, without going to the extra monster deck zone? That would have been ridiculous. So, yeah, pendulums, just whenever there's a possibility for them to just lay down and die, I applaud that. Level Eater, it's similar to Dandelion, but Level Eater was even more ridiculous. This is not coming off the ban list ever, unless they errata it, which then it just becomes the Disc Commander again, because if you want to see Level Eater again, no, it's got to be nerfed into the ground. Maxi, so honestly, I'm a stun player. If you haven't seen my profiles on Altergeist or Subterrors yet, I really like to play stun decks or anti-meta decks. And obviously, Maxi is a really strong anti-meta choice, or a stun choice, I would say, maybe. When Maxi was at 2, I really enjoyed it. I've never played Yu-Gi-Oh! And had Maxi at 3, but when it was at 2, I was thinking that the card is fine. And then when it got moved to 1, it got into kind of a similar situation as Vanity's Emptiness. It just became ridiculous. Yeah, it's definitely either a 3 or a 0 card, and I would like it to be at 3, but anyway, it's better than being at 1, I guess. Another pendulum card that got hit during the previous ban list, I don't care about it. Like I said before, especially Dragon Ruler like Redux, I think Konami should experiment with it going to 1 again. Could really revitalize some of the decks that I play, but that's unrelated. Not really, but sure it. I mean, Necros can definitely use any of the help they can get. This can go to 3, and I don't think Necros would become a tier 1 deck again. Just give them the short, man. I mean, come on. What else? Yeah, I really dislike that Light of Sagem is on the ban list. I mean, I got that it kind of broke dinos, and to be honest, now with the release of Overtax Codals, I would be really hesitant in seeing what this would do to dinos, but I'm so curious actually to see what would happen. So I'm not expecting that this is going to move off the ban list, but like I said, could be an interesting pick. Evil Swarm Exciton Knights, that's an interesting one actually. I never played Exciton Knight myself, because when it was legal it was way too expensive for me. And I also thought that it was kind of a ridiculous card. But now I think we could have this and I wouldn't complain. I mean, yeah, it's a dark hole, but dark hole. Yeah, it's a dark hole or an evenly matched, something like that. And I think we can have this now without it being completely broken. With things like Regeki, Torrential Tribute, Kaiju Slumber, evenly matched. What else? There's just Torrential Tribute going to 3. I mean, there's so much board removal, but it's not helping you advance your game state in any way. So I don't think this is a broken card. But yeah, this does promote like playing the game really bad, because you can just get rid of your own advantage and then just even out the playing field again. But yeah, I would really like to see Teller Knight Ptolemaeus move up on the ban list again. Everyone expected this to be banned when it was played a lot, because you could go into infinity. But now with the extra monster deck zone being clogged up with your Ptolemaeus, I don't think this is too broken anymore. This is kind of like a market watch tip, but I would definitely stack up on a 1 or 2 Ptolemaeus, maybe even the ulti if you have some spare change. I could definitely see this move up on the ban list again sometime. Maybe not now, but definitely sometime in the future, because it's not as broken anymore as it used to be. Same goes for wind-up carriers and Matey. Zodiacs. I can't really say too much about them. Now that they're like kind of destroyed, but we still have Barrage, I would like to see Trident move back to 1 again. I mean, Brawl definitely has to stay on the ban list, but Trident to 1 would really make it an interesting engine, I think, for a lot of decks. What else have we? Chicken Game. Can we please move this up on the ban list again? I mean, I get that people are kind of afraid for FTK decks, but the thing is, OCG has had this at 3, I think, for a very long time. Nothing's happening with FTKs. Things like Ghost Ogre, Ash Blossom, so many things hit Chicken Game now that it's just a really cute thing to have with your set rotation play, or your terraforming if you already drew your field spell, which is hard once per turn. So I really think that Chicken Game going to 1 could be completely fine. Konami, Delinquent Duo to 3, confirmed, because the no, I'm just kidding. No, please, even though it had a reprint, just please don't ever remove this from the ban list. What else? I mean, these cards: Giant Runic, Graceful Charity, Heavy Feathers Duster, Harpy's Feather Duster, Heavy Storm. No, these cards, I'm not even gonna talk about them. Last Will, Metamorphosis, especially the spells on the ban list are just kind of ridiculous. Mirage of Nightmare, no, painful choice. Pot of Evers. This is an interesting one, actually, because the OCG has had this at 2, I think, for a very long time, and I think it recently moved up to 3 again. And now that I think about it, like, Pot of Avarice at 3, who would actually play 3 Pot of Avarice? Or 2? I don't think a lot of decks would do that. Besides maybe, like, extremely aggro decks like Goki? I don't know, but yeah, I think that could definitely move up again. I mean, it's not as good as Pot of Desires, which draws 2 as well, but Pot of Desires doesn't require you to have setup, whereas Pot of Avarice requires setup, and it's definitely not as strong as Desires, so this could definitely move up again. Other things, I think most of the spell cards are just kind of busted on this ban list, actually, so I don't think we can move them anytime soon. Last turn, Return from the Different Dimension, Royal Oppression. I have a soft spot for this card. I never actually played it, but I have some decks that I would really like to experiment with Royal Oppression, even though that I know that it's way too busted. It's even more destructive than Vanity's Emptiness, so nah. Any of these cards, I think they can just stay on the ban list. Ultimate Offering, I think that could be moved up again. I mean, who's gonna abuse this? Like, getting extra normal summons but waiting a turn? It doesn't sound that strong, man. I mean, definitely, just move that up to 3 again. Nobody cares about that. Limited things. Honestly, I think Seer or Graph is going to be moved up again once we get Cherubini, and I would applaud that. I like Burning Abyss. Dark Armored Dragon, why isn't this still why is this still at 1? I mean, this card could easily be moved up to 3 again. People can make their cute Dark Armored Dragon decks. We would experiment with it for a bit, but then realize it's not as strong as it used to be. What else? I don't think Jack's Ally Birdman can move up again because there's some kind of loop going on, so I think it should... oh, I got emails, that's great. What else? Grinder Golem, just... no, that's never coming back again. Infernities, move them up, I think. I'm not sure. Insectors, come on. Hornet and Dragonfly should definitely be moved up to 3 again. I mean, Insector players, I have a good friend who's a very big fan of Insectors. These players, fans of Insector archetype, they've been screwed over for years now. I mean, recently they got their Link monster announced. Now it already got released, I think, and it doesn't do anything for the deck. So now you know that, oh, okay, so we go into Link format, maybe we get cute support, you get your Link card, and it's nothing. So even when you do get support, it's still sucky, and then your best cards are still on the ban list for no good reason. Please, Konami, move this to 3. Dark Destroyer, you're not coming back, man. Nope, nope, I don't want you to. Even though it might happen, it's not gonna happen. Nope, 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 nope. Neospatian Grandma, and you got a nephew, its name is Eater of Millions, and it's a lot better than you. Just move this up to 3 again so I can make my Grandma Eater of Millions deck. What else? Tour Guide. This could actually maybe go up to 2 because of Burning Abyss. Getting Cherubini again. If you got high rarity Tour Guides, definitely hold on to them because we never know what might happen. I'm not that familiar with the Evigishkis. They're probably limited for Excuse me, for a good reason. So I'm not gonna touch that. No, Bionic and Unicorn are too strong. They're gonna stay over there. Firewall at 1. I think that was a pretty decent hit on the previous ban list. I don't think they have to touch that. Beatrice at 1. That's fine. I mean, Burning Abyss is going to get back on their feet again soon, but I don't think they should have Beatrice back at 2 again. So, Book of Moon, come on guys. Who has been looking at this ban list and say, Book of Moon at 1, yeah, that's definitely a good place for that card. It's way too busted to go to 2 or 3 again. I mean, yes, it's a very flexible and usable -1, but I'm at a loss for word at this. I mean, who can justify evenly matched being at 3 and Book of Moon being at 1, because it's supposedly way more destructive than an evenly matched, right? No, come on. What else? Gateway of the 6. I would like to see this at 3 again. I have a very good friend who's been playing Gateway of, Six Samurai since we started playing the game, and I mean, I think Gateway has been at 3 in the OCG for a long time now, and nobody cares about it. There's some cute plays you can make with it. The deck gets some power plays, but Gateway still gets stopped by things like Ghost Ogre, Ash Blossom, what else? I mean, obviously Cosmic Cyclone and all of the quick play disruption that we can play nowadays. So, no, it's definitely okay for Gateway to move up to 3 again, and I think someday it will happen too. What else? Regeki, that card should go to 4. Nah. I mean, it's fine at 1. Reasoning, I would like to see that go to 2 or 3 again, just to see some experimenting with things like Infernoids, whatever. Do you remember the days, guys, back like 2 or 3 years ago when reinforcement of the army was at 3? I think it was like during Duelist Alliance format when Satellars were a big thing. I love that, man. I play a lot of warrior decks. I'm a very big fan of warrior decks, so I loved reinforcement of the army at 3, and I still think it could be moved up again on the ban list. I mean, we got so much things like field spells like the Hidden City, or what's the field spell of Invoked? Anyway, so many strong +1 cards, and reinforcement of the army isn't even a +1. It's a +0 with a very usable recruiting effect, but come on. I definitely think reinforcement could be moved up again someday. Set rotation. I mean, it's like in the OCG I think they got 2 or 3 set rotation and but 1 terraforming, and we've got 3 terraforming but 1 set rotation. I'm kind of glad that we have terraforming, but I would also like to experiment with set rotation again sometime, because we really had this for a short while and it's a very interesting card. Maybe switch it up so we can have terraforming at 1 and set rotation at 3, just for a few formats. I don't know. What else? Compulsory still at 1? Same thing for Book of Moon, and even same thing. I mean, Book of Moon, Compulse, these cards, just like Bottomless and Torrential, they should be moved to 3 again. They're slower, they're not as powerful as they used to be. What else? I really like Macrocosmos. I think this card should be experimented with. Like, move it up. Who cares if cards get banished? You should have some cards to get rid of 1 Macrocosmos. I think this could be moved up. Skilled Rain, Solemn Judgment, Warning. These cards are all too strong to move up. Soul Drain, however, just like with Macrocosmos, I think you should give anti-meta players some cards to work with. Yeah, this could be moved up in my opinion. It's not going to happen, but anyway. So we're nearing the end of the ban list. Like I said before, they moved a lot of cards to either semi-limited or unlimited on the previous ban list, obviously. Necrophase could be going to 3 someday. I mean, I would really like to see that. Same goes for Mathematician, which eats your normal summon, so I think these cards, like Armageddon Knight, I mean, they could be at 3, and it's okay, so What else? I really liked Artifact Moral Tag going to 3 again. Blackluster Soldier Envoy of the beginning to 3. I thought I was going to see some Blackluster Soldier decks, but nah. Same thing would go for Dark Armored Dragon. Yeah, if it's on the ban list, you think, well, it's obviously have to be a very powerful card, otherwise it wouldn't be at the ban list. But Dark Armored Dragon, Blackluster Soldier, these cards are things that had so much power in the past, but like nowadays they're just a cute boss monster, but it's not consistent at all, and they don't help with first turn setup. So I like that they put Thunder King Ryo to 3 again. Mind Control. Yeah, these are very cute things to experiment with during Link format. What else? Bottomless, like I said, and Torrential. Good that they moved to 3. Give us some traps, even though nobody's going to play them. I think at the start of the format, people experimented a little bit with Bottomless and with Torrential, but that's mainly just because it's like gimmicky and people like to have fun with it, but it's not gonna show up in the meta anytime soon. So yeah, guys, these are the cards on the ban lists. You just heard my 2 cents on it, like should they move up, should they move down, should they be on the ban list at all. So there are some cards in the meta right now that are prone to being hit, but there's a lot of them going on. Things like Terraforming could move down the list to decrease consistency. Things like Dragonic Diagram, now that True Kings have seen a resurgence in the metagame recently. I still feel like Trickster Reincarnation should be hit, because that card is just straight up ridiculous. Ash Blossom, I don't think they're going to hit that just yet, because they still have to reprint it as a promo in the Megatins later this year, which would cause a lot of people to buy the tins, and then they can hit it. So it's still going to be around, in my opinion, for another half year, and after the tins, they might decide to hit it. But honestly, when the OCG gets 3 Max C and 1 Ash Blossom, I feel like if we have no Max Cs, we should have 3 Ash Blossoms. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think about my ban list opinion. I think I would say it's not so much of a ban list prediction, because it's kind of a personal opinion on all of these cards. Let me know what you think about my opinion on these cards. Definitely let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video or my other videos on this channel, consider subscribing, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.